about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow this feeling. It seems my dream won't go away, so it's more like...
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 21 of our career mode with Frankfurt. As you know, this is season number 2. We've started to dip our feet into the transfer market. We have brought in Andrew Farrell, who I think is a fantastic acquisition, and we've also put in a bit of a punt in for Marco Hoga, Leroy Fer, and of course Wallison to replace Kladak, who is out for 3 months, which is a bit of a shame. So looking at the Hanover team, a very nice team. They've got some decent players. Obviously there's one player to definitely look out for. He plays in the left midfield role, and that is Bittencourt, a very, very good player, very technically good player. And a bit of history for you. Bittencourt could have signed for West Ham back on FIFA 13. He decided he didn't want to leave the country and didn't want to come to West Ham, and we turned our attentions to a very young Italian, commonly known as Filippo Bonaperti. So it could have been such a different career mode if Bittencourt had signed, but we know what happened with Filippo. But regardless of that, we won ourselves a corner thanks to an effort from Jimenez, and Jimenez, from the resulting corner, headed the ball in nicely, which is absolutely fantastic. The Iceman has started the season off in a fantastic fashion, just the way that I dreamt about before the game. How he finds that space in the box, I really don't know. He seems to find a yard of space when there is no space to find, but when he connects with a header, 9 times out of 10, it hits the back of the net and just shows why he is the coolest machine in the world at the moment. He's just literally like a machine. He just scores goals for funds, but Hanover were making it very easy for us. They were sitting back and allowing us onto them. And we can see Sonic getting down that left-hand side. He gets the cross in. Nothing comes from it. It comes out to Jonas Flum. But Flum goes for the shot, which is blocked. Unfortunately, not everything will ping in that top corner. Unless you, of course, are Raul Jimenez, which it probably would have just flung into the top corner because he's just such an animal at this moment in time. So going in at half-time with a 1-0 lead, I've got to say, I was absolutely ecstatic. This is the way we want to start the season off. It would have been nicer if it was a sunny day instead of an overcast and rainy day, but you can't have everything. But when you're leading goal scorers scoring and you're leading, you've got to be happy. But Hanover came out in the second half. They must have taken a right rollicking from their manager, because they really looked like they had a point to prove. And as you can see, diving in a little bit too early, giving away a few dodgy possession there. Really, really bad defending, it's got to be said. And it was Trappy yet again coming to my rescue to save the day, pulling off a decent save. Just really poor indecision, just really poor, sloppy, complacent defending, which there's no place in the Bundesliga. You can't afford to be complacent in the Bundesliga by any stretch of the imagination. And again, more sloppy defending. Something we haven't got out of our system, unfortunately, is how sloppy we are in defence. And Trappy came to our rescue again, but unfortunately, Hanover missed a sitter. Yes, how did they miss that? I do not honestly know, but you can see it was all Hanover. They were applying so much pressure, and to be honest with you, if it was another day, we could have been losing that game 2-1, 3-1, even 4-1, but we didn't, thankfully. We won the game 1-0, thanks to a goal from our boy, the Raul Iceman Jimenez, which is so good. I was so chuffed, but we have good news. We have good news. Schalke have accepted 11 million euros. This boy could be potentially coming to Frankfurt if we can get the contract offer correct. You know, he wants a decent amount of money. He wants a decent contract. And to be fair, I'm prepared to give it to him. I'm only going to give him important first-team player because I do have to respect, you know, I have Schwegs and I have Jonas. And, of course, on top of that, I do have Will, who can obviously play in the CDM role. Now, I did put in a little bit of an inquiry to Icardi. Icardi, I don't know if you guys remember him from my Saving Sampdoria career mode. He's a revelation. They wanted 23.5 million euros. Yeah, that interest ended pretty much there and then, to be honest. 23.5. But as you can see, Marco comes back and says, we can't agree terms because I actually want a bigger role. So my important first team player role may not work out. I might have to reconsider and offer him the crucial. I'm not really happy offering too many crucials, but if it comes to it, we will offer the crucial. We'll just have to see how that goes. But we're going to get into our second game. Thankfully, we're at home against Kaiserslautern, a decent side. Again, a team that caused us a few issues last season, but we got the better of them in the game, so I'll be quite happy with that. I had a look at their team, and there was no one who really stood out for me as a spectacular player. But at the end of the day, you don't have to have a team of superstars. You can have a team of just really good, solid players. But we have a team of really good, solid players, and they can do a lot of damage. But I was hoping to continue with our fantastic start to the season, beating Hanover 1-0. And as you can see, early doors down at left-hand side, Hakan causing so much trouble, knocks it inside to Schweg. Schweg goes for the shot, and it was an easy save in the end for the keeper from the deflected shot. But Hakan looked really sharp. He looked really sharp. And as you can see, I'm playing Mark, I can't pronounce his second name, who played a fantastic ball into Jimenez. And how did Jimenez miss that? That is so unlike Mr. Iceman. The Iceman, the ice cool finisher, missed an absolute gift of an opportunity, which was such a shame. But we pushed the ball down the right-hand side, looking for the cross, straight into Jimenez, and of course, he finishes with complete ease to make up for that absolute sitter he missed. How he missed it, I do not know. I really do not know, but the header was so much harder. He was being man-marked, he was being pushed, yet he found the strength, the positioning, the angle to finish yet again. So that's 2 in 2 so far for Jimenez. He's playing so well. Fantastic cross in there from Kaiserslautern. Trappy was equal to it, made it look so easy, just coming out and punching it, not taking any risk by trying to catch it just in case you drop it. But Kaiserslautern really did come into the game at the end of the first half, really applied the pressure, but they seemed to go for long balls until we had a bit of a mental moment. Poor defending yet again. It's there to haunt us. Will it haunt us all season long? Probably. Absolutely gutted. Zambrano, what was he doing? Who knows? Absolutely who knows? He dwelled on that ball for that one split second, made a huge error of judgment, and we were rightly punished for it, unfortunately. And that pains me to have to say that. And it's really annoying to have these defensive frailties, but that is part and parcel of the Bundesliga. If you cock up, you will be punished. It is that simple. So at half-time, all the good work had been thrown away, and we went in with a 1-1 scoreline. But I had faith in the boys. We've got a team that can do business. Schweg's picking up that ball, knocking it into Jonas Flum. He fires in a shot, but unfortunately just didn't have the venom required nor the angle required. And it was straight down the Kaiserslautern's goalkeeper's throat. But straight away, Kaiserslautern was straight on the attack, but wasn't for a fantastic intervention by Trappy to push it onto the post for the follow-up to be slammed home by the Kaiserslautern centre-forward. Unbelievable. Again, it came down to poor defensive play. We dragged ourselves across to the left full-back position, left a gaping hole in the middle. We invited the shot. Trappy tried his best, but the follow-up was a simple goal for Kaiserslautern. That was really disappointing. But look at that effort from that young 18-year-old from Mark. What a sensational player he is. I'm so chuffed that I've allowed him to break into the team, to be honest, because he's playing so well. And I had to talk there because, wow. Do we even bother defending at corners? Do we even bother to mark? What is Bamber Anderson doing? Watch Bamber Anderson. Watch Bamber Anderson. He's heading his own player. He's not even watching the flight of the ball because he's behind the striker. That is some of the worst defending I think I've actually ever seen. It was an absolute disgrace. And we were thumped 3-1 by Kaiserslautern. As I say, they may not have a team of superstars, but you don't need a team of superstars. They done the business, they smashed us, and it's just one of those unfortunate things, and not the way I really wanted to start the season off, especially after the game against Hanover, where we'd done so well. It's really disappointing. But anyway, let's put that behind us. Let's get back into the transfer market and see if we can construct a deal for Wallison and bring him to the club. Now, of course, I put the wrong player in, and I do apologise for that. I really don't want to get rid of him. He's a young lad and a fantastic player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Zaza in on the deal and offer no money whatsoever. But of course, Botafogo really testing my resilience and testing my patience, it has to be said. They basically want 3.3 million plus the player, which that is a huge amount of money. And when you consider I'm giving them a player worth at least 5 million euros, you know, we're talking about a deal that is extremely expensive. Like 8.3 million euros as the total worth of the deal. That's a lot of money, but I do it because I want Wallison at the end of the day, and I had the cash to do it at the end of the day. So I felt like it was good business, and hopefully we will sign Wallison in the next episode. Hopefully he'll come back and say yes. The same with Marco. We're going to have to offer him a better squad role, and it's going to have to be crucial. So I'm going to do it, and hopefully we will get the 2 men that we're chasing.
I used to about